Hello students, welcome to the accounting tele class. Today's topic is financial statements of limited companies for grade 12 students. In continuation to our previous classes where we have explained about the public limited companies and the financial statements that they have to prepare according to the standard format, today we'll be discussing a question based on statement of profit and loss and other comprehensive income. Learning objectives. The student should be able to learn the preparation of the statement of profit and loss and other comprehensive income according to International Accounting Standards 1 format. They should also be able to learn the classification of expenses and income in the preparation of the statement. As you all can see, this is the format what we have discussed in our previous class. All the companies which are registered under the Companies Act should produce these statements according to IAS 1 format. And they are not supposed to produce a detailed format but a summarized one. So you can see that there are no details present in this statement. Like for example, revenue less cost of revenue gives gross profit. But the details of cost of revenue are not shown. It should be shown separately as workings, which would be a part of the answer. Similarly, other income, distribution cost, administration expenses, finance costs, etc. also should be shown separately as workings. Now let us start with a past paper question. So we will be doing today Unit 2, June 2013, question number 1. The question goes like this. Hong Kong Cameras PLC produces cameras at its factory. The cameras are then delivered to Hong Kong Cameras PLC shops where they are sold to customers. At 31st March, the following balances were in the books. Now, they have given the trial balance. From this trial balance, we need to identify the expenses, incomes, assets, liabilities, and we need to classify under which heading we need to take in the format. First, bad debts written off. It is a part of administration expense because any expense relating to the collection cost should come under administration expense. The next is bank. Bank balance is a current asset for the company, so it should be shown in the statement of financial position. Commission on sales. This is the amount that we pay for the sales personnel for selling the goods. So this will come under distribution cost. So let me again tell you about the distribution cost where we had to take the selling expenses, storage expenses and the transportation expenses. The next is corporation tax provision. It is a tax on profits, but we need to make a provision because the right amount can be identified only at the end of the year after knowing the profits. And this tax provision should be separately shown in the statement. The next is 7% debentures. Debentures are non-current liabilities, borrowings for the company, which should be shown in the statement of financial position. But the interest on debentures what we pay should be shown as finance cost in the profit and loss and comprehensive income. The next is direct material. Direct material is a part of cost of revenue. As you all know, cost of revenue includes all the goods and the expenses incurred in producing the goods. The next is director's salary. Now directors can be various types like production director, sales director and finance director. So it depends on how we have to classify. The classification of these director salaries is again given in the additional information. So we will be discussing again. Now continuing with the trial balance. Discount allowed. is again a part of collection cost, so it should be shown as administration expense. Discount received on material. Now here we are receiving some discount for purchasing the material, so it should be deducted from the material cost in the cost of revenue. Factory buildings at cost. Factory buildings are used for manufacturing the goods, but factory buildings as such is a non-current asset. But the depreciation on factory buildings should be shown as cost of revenue. Similarly, factory machinery depreciation also should be shown as cost of revenue because machinery is used for manufacturing the goods. Factory power is also a cost of revenue, and any expenses relating to factory should be taken under cost of revenue. Next is fuel for lorries. Lorries are used for transporting the goods, so it should be shown under distribution cost. Interest on bank balance. You can see that it is on the credit side of trial balance, which means it's an income. But we are not receiving the interest on bank balance for selling the goods. So it is for retaining our funds in the business. So that is a part of other income. Next is inventory of finished goods. It should be shown under cost of revenue. It's an opening inventory, as you can see that the date is mentioned on 1st April 2012. The next is maintenance of machinery, which is again a cost of revenue because the machinery is used for manufacturing the goods. Then motor lorries at cost. It is a non-current asset, but again the depreciation on motor lorries should be taken as distribution cost. Next, office stationery. This is office related expense, so it should be shown under administration expense. Ordinary shares, it's the capital which should be shown as equity in the statement of financial position. Promotion and advertising, it's a part of selling expense, so it should be shown under distribution. Rent on shop premises. We had the shop premises for selling the goods, so again it's a distribution cost. Retained earnings, that's the profits remaining from the previous years. This should be taken in the statement of financial position and added to the share capital. Revenue, that is the sales revenue, which should be shown in the statement. Then running costs of motor lorries again is a distribution cost because motor lorries are used for transporting the goods. Trade payables is current liability and trade receivables is current asset, which should be shown under in statement of financial position. Wages. Wages for what we have paid, the classification should be known, which will be given in the additional information. Now let us come to the additional information. First, inventory of finished goods, which is again a closing inventory. So this should be deducted from the cost of revenue what we are calculating. Inventory of office stationery. Now this is actually an administration expense. So the amount of office stationery what we have purchased is not fully used. So the remaining office stationery would be an asset for us. So it should be shown under current asset. But when we are showing in the expense column, this 571 should be deducted from the office stationery, what we purchased. Interest on bank balance 242 is outstanding. So interest is what we have to receive, which is an income. So you should add it to that income when we are showing in the statement of profit and loss and other comprehensive income. Now coming to director salaries. As I told you in the previously, we need to classify this. So the total of director salary include finance director salary 95,000, which should be shown under administration expense. Production director salary 95,000, which should be shown under cost of revenue. Sales director salary is 100,000, which should be shown under distribution cost. Next is factory power includes 4,000 paid in advance. So that's a prepaid amount. As you all know, it should be deducted from the factory power cost what is being given in the trial balance. Then next, as I told you about wages. So for what we are spending, first accountancy staff wages, it should be shown under the administration expenses because accountancy staff will be in the office. Then production staff, this should come under cost of revenue because it is used for producing the goods. Office staff again is administration expense. Shop staff is distribution expense because the staff that are present in the shop are for selling the goods. Then transportation staff should come under distribution cost. Now next, it is about the depreciation. Now you can see that assuming a nil residual value in each case and using the straight line method, the factory building are to be depreciated over 50 years. So that's a straight line method. So divide the cost over the estimated life of the asset. If there is any scrap value, it should be deducted. But here we don't have scrap value for the assets. So just divide the factory building over 50 years life to calculate the depreciation. Similarly, for machinery, you have to divide with 8 years, and for motor lorries it is 4 years. Then the question will be given like this. Required. Using the appropriate balance and adjustments, prepare the statement of comprehensive income for Hong Kong Cameras PLC for the year ended 31st March 2013 using International Accounting Standards 1, which can also be called as IAS 1. That's an abbreviated form. They would also instruct that you must show all the workings clearly labeled in arriving at your figures to be entered in the statement of comprehensive income. So as I told you, before preparing the statement, we need to show the workings. So let us start with the workings first. Now I am explaining the solution now. So you all can carefully see. Workings 1. Cost of revenue. So in the cost of revenue, first we have to take the opening inventory and deduct the closing inventory. Now, if we have inventory of finished goods, raw material or work in progress, the same logic will apply. Opening inventory should be added and closing inventory should be deducted. Then next, all the expenses relating to production of the goods like direct material less discount received on material. As I told you, when you receive a discount, the cost of material would reduce. So it should be deducted from that. Then factory buildings depreciation, which is divided over 50-year life. Then machinery depreciation, which is divided over 8 years life. Factory power is a manufacturing expense. There was a prepaid expense, so we have deducted this 4,000 to arrive at this figure. Then machinery maintenance is also a factory expense, so it should be coming under cost of revenue. The next, production staff wages, production director's salary, and so on. Any expenses relating to production of goods should be shown under workings like this. So this should be clearly labeled workings 1. So under workings 1, you can see all the expenses relating to cost of revenue have been taken, and the total of cost of revenue is 956,360. So this answer should be shown in the statement. So when I'm showing the statement, you can see this. The total of cost of revenue will be shown. Now let us come to the second workings, which is distribution cost. In this, we will be taking all the expenses relating to transportation, selling and storage. First, commission on sales, which is spent for selling the goods. Then sales director's salary. Then fuel for lorries. Normally any expenses relating to the transport vehicles like depreciation of lorries or fuel for lorries or maintenance of lorries, all should come under this heading. Then motor lorries depreciation also. Then promotion and advertising. This is something relating to selling of the goods. We advertise to sell the goods. so it should be a part of distribution cost. Then rent of shop premises, rent of showroom, or anything where we are paying the rent in order to sell the goods or promote the goods should come under distribution cost. Running cost of lorries, shop staff wages, transport staff wages. So all these should come under distribution cost. So when we add all this, now the total of the distribution cost is 940,990. So this total amount should be shown in the statement as distribution cost. These details should not be shown in the format, but we have to show the workings clearly labeled like this. Okay. The next, workings 3 is administration expense. Now, as you all know, administration expense means all the expenses relating to office, collection costs, legal fees, or anything for managing the business will come under this. So we can see like bad debts written off, finance director salary, discount allowed. Normally we allowed the discount because when the customer pays quickly, so we give some prompt payment discount. So this is that cash discount which has to be shown under administration expenses. Then office stationery. Now as I told you, office stationery we purchased actually for 3,865, but out of that 571 was still remaining, that is the inventory of stationery. So we need to deduct that because actual stationery used is only 3,294. Next is accounting staff wages, office staff wages. So the wages which is relating to office should come under this heading. Now the total of administration expense is 359,141. So this total should be taken in the format. Then next, coming to workings 4, other income. Now other income, sometimes we may have only one item or more than one item. Okay, so if it is one item also, you can show the workings. Like here we have to add 242 because there was an outstanding interest on bank balance, so that is being added. So the total of other income would be 3,078. Okay, then next is finance cost. Finance cost is the interest that we pay on bank overdraft, on bank loans, and also the debentures or any other long-term loans where we pay a fixed rate of return. So 35,000 is the 7% interest what we have calculated as I have shown you in the question. Okay, now those are the workings. Now let us come to the format. Hong Kong Cameras PLC. Now you need to write the name of the company as heading, and also you need to write which statement you are preparing. Like if you are preparing the statement of profit and loss and other comprehensive income for the year ended 31st March 2013. So kindly note that you need to write the name of the company, the name of the statement, and also the date. Here in the format, the date also carries marks. And all the formats, because it is a standard format, they will be checking on the format also while allocating the marks for the students. So all the description should be clearly written. First, coming to revenue, this is already given in the trial balance, so just you need to take. But sometimes there could be sales returns or return inwards also which should be deducted, and that also you need to show in the workings in order to arrive at the final revenue, that is net sales. The next is cost of revenue, that is workings 1. In brackets we have written W1, which is the workings 1 what we have done. So I have taken the final answer 956,360. Okay, but in order to arrive at the gross profit, you need not do any workings, just take revenue minus cost of revenue, you will get the gross profit. Then next is other income. First we can add the incomes and then take the expenses. So as we have already discussed in workings 4, we have labeled as workings 4. So that is 3078 has been taken here. The next is distribution cost, that is workings 2, 940,990. So since it is an expense, it should be deducted. That's why it is shown in brackets. Then administration expenses also should be deducted. This is also total from the workings 3 what we have calculated. Then after adding the other income and deducting the distribution and administration expenses, we will be getting the operating profit. Actually, this profit is also called as profit before interest and tax in the limited companies. So here if you see, next is interest part, which is called as finance cost. But when we are showing, you have to write as finance cost, not as interest. So this is the workings 5. Sometimes we may have more than one interest payment, so you need to show on the workings and you have to add everything. And if the interest is not given, you have to calculate based on the percentage what they have given. For example, here we are calculated as 7% debentures. So this is the 7% amount what we have taken here. Then after deducting the interest, you will be getting the profit on ordinary activities before tax. Then finally, we have to deduct the tax, that is corporation tax, which is also called as tax on profits. This is the provision what they have created. So after deducting the corporation tax, you will be getting profit on ordinary activities after tax. So students, you need to show this format in the same manner. You cannot deviate from the format, and all the description should be clearly given. Since it is a standard format, the format also carries marks. So this is how you have to prepare the statement of profit and loss and other comprehensive income. Now let us come to the self-assessment. Like previously, I have given the same question for you to do self-assessment. So how many of you are able to do? Just check for yourself. But today I'll be giving you 2 more additional questions which you can try at home, and you can check whether you are able to finish the statement. Now questions are relating to only preparation of statement of profit and loss and other comprehensive income only. So from the past paper, you can do June 2012 question number 1 and also January 2015 question number 2. Both are from Unit 2 past papers. And in this one, you can try to identify, classify the expenses and incomes and also prepare the financial statements, which is statement of profit and loss and other comprehensive income. So that's all for today students. Have a nice time.